Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Abby and welcome. Today guys, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips and tricks that I've learned about YouTube for beginners. So hopefully this video is helpful for you. If it is, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also comment down below if you have any more questions for me, or if you just like this video, please go ahead and do so because it definitely does help my channel out a lot. So yeah, I know when I first started YouTube, I had such a hard time learning all of the stuff that I did learn now, just because like a lot of people withheld a lot of information. They would post videos that had so much clickbait on it, and I thought I was gonna learn something and I didn't. But hopefully this video is super helpful for you. If it is, like I said, please give it a thumbs up. So I get this question a lot. A lot of people ask me, what do I film my videos on? I currently just use my iPhone 12. So yeah, I don't have a camera. I actually don't have a laptop right now to actually edit my videos. I film, edit, and also do my thumbnails all on my iPhone 12. So yeah, if you do have an iPhone, I'm pretty sure you're able to do so as well. It's not that hard once I've shared with you all some of the things that I've learned and also the apps that I use. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with some of the apps that I do use. So the two apps that I do use the most to edit are Imovie and CAPCUT. I'll go ahead and list like a little brief video right here of both of them. So for Imovie, I mainly use that to add music to my videos because it's super easy to add music with Imovie compared to CAPCUT. So yeah, that's what I use Imovie for. I also use Imovie to do my transitions, just because sometimes it is easier on iMovie for me. What else? I think that's the main things. Those are the main reasons why I use iMovie. But for CapCut is the one that I use more frequently. I use that app to edit all of my videos. I use it to put my fonts in there, to change my fonts, to put my words, my text. I meant put text in there. I also use it to do like animation, like if you see how the words pop up, whether they're just coming up staggered or they're coming up a certain way, like we can actually edit it that way. So there's different ways that you can edit how your font to appear, how you want your font to appear. You can also add stickers, you can add different things. You can add so many things to it. So that's why I use CapCut. I use it mainly for editing, and then iMovie I just add music and also for my transitions. Also, I do want to apologize in advance if you do hear Steven in the background. He's playing with his friends and he can be really loud sometimes, so I'm sorry. Okay, so those are the two apps that I do use. And like I said, if you do need some further clarification or you need some help figuring out how to use the app, you can definitely hit me up on my Instagram and I'll be more than willing to go ahead and film a little screenshot for you of what you need to learn, and I'll help you as much as I can because I don't mind at all. You know, sometimes we just need a little help, and I feel like there's enough room for everybody on YouTube, so yeah. Okay, so for music, I actually do purchase my music. I actually use Epidemic Sound, I think that's what it's called. I'll go ahead and put it here somewhere so you know what I'm talking about. But I do use that. I think it's around $15 a month for my YouTube channel, because they do ask for your YouTube channel and your information so that you do not get copyrighted. That's the whole reason why I do purchase music, so I don't get copyright, because I would hate to do all these videos and then get copyright and then eventually get to a point where I can make money off of it, and then I won't be able to because there's just a bunch of copyright videos. So I feel like that's really important. If you would like to add certain types of music to your video, you will need to pay for it. Unfortunately, that is the downside of YouTube, but I think it's really important to know so that you do not get copyright, and eventually, you know, when you are able to become monetized, you do not make any money off of it if you are copyright. So that's something to know. But yeah, I love that app. It's super simple, super easy. I just pick the song that I want, like it, download it, and then it downloads to my phone, and then I just use iMovie to upload it. It's pretty simple, and I like that app a lot. Actually, I don't even think it's an app. I think I just search it on my web history. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm sorry. I don't actually think it's an app, at least from what I've learned it's not, but I do use it on my web, so that's what I use. Okay, so for my thumbnails, which is the picture box that you do see for every video, I use two apps as well. I use PHONTO and I also use MOLDIV. And I'll go ahead and insert a little clip of both of them so you can see exactly how to use them. So for PHONTO, I mainly use it for like the filter, and I also use PHONTO for the certain fonts that they have on there. And then for MOLDIV, I actually use it to make the collage. So if you will see on my thumbnail, sometimes I will just have one picture, 3 pictures, or 6 pictures, or 2. It just depends on how my video is and how I would want to demonstrate it in the picture. The whole idea of a thumbnail is to bring your audience in to see what type of video you will have and what's going to be happening in your video, which I think is super important. I see a lot of small YouTubers come out and do thumbnails and they don't really take the time to incorporate that into their thumbnails. I feel like that's super important to take your time while making a thumbnail, because that is what really brings in your audience. From what I've seen, I know when I was watching YouTube before I actually was on YouTube, I used to always look at cleaning videos, and when I saw the thumbnail and it looked really interesting to me, that's what I would watch. And I'm just being honest with you guys, but the thumbnails are super important, so definitely take your time. And also don't be discouraged if like you feel like your thumbnails are not as advanced as other people. Everybody is unique in their own way, and still to this day I see some of my old thumbnails and I'm like, girl, what were you thinking when you did this? But I do believe that everyone starts from somewhere, so that's why I haven't changed a lot of them, because I do want to be authentic with you guys. The only thumbnail I have changed was my Yuma moving vlog one, my health tour, but it's because like the thumbnail that I did have, which just wasn't really telling the story of the video, and I wanted it to, especially because that video was getting the most views. I think I hit over 2,000 views on that video, so that's the only one I think I've changed over time. The other ones are still the same from when I first did them. So yes, I do use MOLDIV and PHONTO. Also for MOLDIV, if you are going to make a YouTube thumbnail, you do have to put the measurements at 16.9. I'll go ahead and put it here on the screen so you know. It has to be 16.9 in order to meet the measurement requirement for the thumbnail. So that's important to know. I know for PHONTO you can actually make it on there too, but I forgot the measurements. So I just use MOLDIV because it's super easy, and I just basically I like get the pictures that I want in MOLDIV, put it together, and then I actually download it to my phone, and then I go open PHONTO, open it up, bring the picture up, and then I edit it how I want. So I have to go back and forth sometimes, and sometimes you will do that just because one thumbnail doesn't work out how you want and it may take a while to work on it. That's just the way it is sometimes. Okay, so those are a couple apps that I've used. Also, I do want to share with you guys, also, if you do have a YouTube, make sure to download YouTube Studio. That is important. It tells you your analytics. It tells you what kind of audience you do have, whether or not you have women or men watching your video. It also tells you like where they're from, what country they're from, which is super cool to know also, because it lets you know like you have all different people around the world watching you, and it gives you inspiration on why you need to keep going. So I think that's really important. But it also tells you how much people click through your videos. It also tells you how long they stay for your videos. It also tells you how many people liked it, how many people disliked it. It gives you all that good information that you need to know that YouTube actually doesn't show you. So yes, go ahead and download YouTube Studios because you will need that as well. Also, if you do have a laptop, you can open YouTube Studios and you can actually do certain edits to your video. Like I know when I did have a laptop, and this was like a while back, if you look way back into my videos, you will see that I added a little edit at the end where I can bring up my picture and also future videos, not future, but other videos that you could potentially click on. So you can actually do that if you want to, but I do think you have to have a laptop to do that. So there's that. And also I do use notes. So if you will know, I do leave a description in my description box most of the time. I think all the time, unless I accidentally forget about it, but I usually always do, just because it's super important to go ahead and engage your audience about what you did in your video. If you have any future videos coming up, if you have some information you need to relate to them, or you know, just to put your social media and just in case they want to follow you, and also to put your business email and stuff like that. It's super important to have your description box, but I think it's really important to have notes open and go ahead and put the main things that are always going to be on your description box. Like for instance, I always have like an opening sentence, and I always have my social media links, I always have my email. So those are things that I always have in notes that I could just copy and paste, because after a while your hand will get tired from typing it out, especially if you are constantly posting videos. It's just going to be easier on you if you go ahead and have that pre-made into your notes. I found it easier, and I'm pretty sure others have too. So yeah, those are the things that I do use to go ahead and do my videos. So I'm just going to give you guys some advice that I've learned while being on YouTube, which has only been about almost 2 years now. First one is believe in yourself. That is super important, because I know when I first started, I did not believe in myself. Like, I had so much, I guess you can say, like, I didn't believe in myself at all. Like, I used to tell my husband, like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but no one's gonna watch me. Like, I'm gonna make a fool out of myself and it's gonna be crazy. And he would always tell me, like, if you want to do this and it's your passion, then you should just do it. You should believe in yourself. And honestly, it is super important to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, then who else will? I mean, at the end of the day, people are coming to watch you. They want to know about your experience. They want to know about your life. They want to know about who you are as a person, because that's what they've grown to love, you know what I mean? So you have to really believe in yourself. The day you start having doubt in yourself is the day that, you know, it could potentially affect your channel. Your mood will be down, you know, you'll just not be motivated to make videos. So definitely try to believe in yourself. I know some days I do struggle with that, but those are the days that I really take to show you guys that I am a person. Like a while back, I had a self-care day, and I was really struggling that day because I just didn't believe in myself. But I think those are the times that we should take advantage and really showing who we are as people, because that's what people look to relate. That's what people look to when they want to relate to people. They want to look for realistic people and people that are actually going through real things. So I think that's really important, to always try to believe in yourself. And even when you can't sometimes, you know, you just gotta find a way to. I think that's important. Okay, so one thing I do want to tell you guys that is super important is that when you are starting a YouTube channel, I really advise you to make a separate Gmail than your personal one. And the reason that I tell you this is because YouTube will send out information that you may need to know, and it's just better for you to have a separate Gmail that you have for your YouTube, so that it doesn't get cluttered up. I know that our regular Gmails, like our personal ones, have so much stuff, right? I mean, I have stuff from Bath and Body Works, I have stuff from, you know, different stuff like that I've signed up, like my Spotify, so many things. And sometimes it's really hard to find certain things from YouTube if your Gmail is cluttered up. I just really feel like you guys should definitely make a separate Gmail. That's what I've done for my YouTube channel. And I know sometimes it can be hard because you're like, how am I supposed to remember that? But hey, even if you have to write it down, I mean, I'm the type of person, I like to write things in pen and paper or even marker. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I feel like that will definitely help you, so you don't lose track of what's important whenever YouTube just does send out information, or let's say you use that certain email for, you know, how brands can contact you. It's just really important for you to have a separate email compared to your regular Gmail. Well, you can go and use your personal Gmail, but I just don't recommend it. So yeah. And also, if you are going to have a YouTube, I definitely recommend putting an email in your description box, just because, sorry, Steven just came out. I definitely recommend having an email in your description box, one that brands or people can actually reach out to you to, just in case they choose to work with you, or if a brand wants to send you anything, they can reach you. So I actually did put my email in my description box, and I'm a small YouTuber, and I've had 3 brands reach out to me, which I thought would never happen, but it could happen to you, and it will happen to you. So just be prepared for that when you do put your email in your description box. And also just be mindful of the emails that you do get, and also if it is a professional one, try to respond in a professional, you know, in a professional way, like not, hey, what's up, you know. Let's see. Okay, also Another big thing that is super important is to be consistent. I know that a lot of people say it in their videos, but I really mean this one is really important. You need to be consistent in your videos, because I know when I was just a person that liked to watch YouTube, I only watched people that were consistent. Like, I don't want to watch a person that uploaded 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks, like uploaded 4 or 5 months ago, and then I don't hear from them, and then like 6 months later they go ahead and, you know, post a video. Like, some of us don't want to watch that, and unfortunately that's the truth. So definitely recommend being consistent and also engaging with your audience, whether or not you're asking them how their day is, or if you just, you know, write a comment and you pin it and you ask them something specific, or people that comment on your videos, especially if you're a small YouTuber. I see this a lot when people comment on people's videos and the person that is a YouTuber doesn't respond. It's like, come on girl, you have 100 subscribers. Like, I know you got time to respond to this girl. Like, that is super important, to engage with your audience, especially if they're taking the time out of their day to go ahead and give you a feedback on your channel, or give you, you know, support on your channel. I feel like it's definitely important to engage with your audience. So that's important. Engaging and also being consistent. Really important. Okay. Also know that everyone starts somewhere. Just because you may feel like you only have a certain amount of subscribers and you're not good enough to be on YouTube, definitely keep telling yourself that everyone starts somewhere. I remember when I was living in California with my brother, waiting for my husband to get out of boot camp, and I only had 30 subscribers. And I was super happy. I was happy because I know that everybody starts somewhere, and I know that the big YouTubers have started somewhere. So definitely just don't give up on yourself. Okay, and also another thing is just be mindful of what you do put out on YouTube, because everybody can have an opinion about it, whether or not you like it or not. So just be mindful about what you put on your YouTube. Like, for instance, if you're a couple channel and you choose not to share personal information, make sure you don't, because if you do and then people comment on it, it would be, you know, your fault, because you're the person that chose to share that information. I don't want to say it's your fault, but you gave the opening for someone to comment on that because you chose to share that. So just be mindful of what you do put out on the internet, because a lot of people will perceive it in the way that they want to. So yeah. And then also respect other YouTubers and also respect yourself. So when I say that, I just mean, like, don't go to other YouTubers bashing them or stuff like that, because there's a lot of YouTubers that I do watch and a lot of YouTubers that I don't watch anymore because of how they treated other people, but I'm not going to bash them. I'm not gonna go comment on their videos or harass them or do anything like that. I'm just not gonna watch them anymore. You know, it just comes back to respect, and also respecting your channel, because now it's your channel. It's almost like a brand, and you want to respect it, and you want people to know that you are respectful. So just definitely try to respect YouTubers and also yourself. And then my last tip or advice that I could give you is just be genuine. Be genuine with who you are as a person. I know some people do struggle with that, and I know I struggled with that, and that's okay, because that does happen sometimes. But just try to be genuine with who you are as a person, and I'm pretty sure people will like you, you know, or like the content that you do put out. So that's pretty much my advice and also my tips that I have chosen to give you guys. Hopefully this was helpful in some way. I hope I didn't make any of you guys upset with some of the honest things that I did have to say about YouTube. I will say that YouTube is super hard. I will not lie about it. It is super time consuming, especially if you do work or if you don't work, if you're a mom or if you're a father, if you're a brother or a sister, it doesn't matter. It is really time consuming. It does take a while to edit your videos. It does take a while to find music. It does take a while to make thumbnails. It takes a while to engage. It almost feels like a full-time job, to be honest. But all the things that I've told you is something that I wish someone told me when I started YouTube. So hopefully this is able to help you guys. And like I said, if you have any more comments or questions and you just want to message me personally, my Instagram inbox is always open for that. But hopefully this helped you guys out some. But until my next video, guys, bye.